Hello friends, today I wanted to share with you the last 10 books that I read. It's actually 10 this time, not 11 like last time. The first book I read was How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. I adored this book. It's the first in her Runaway Royals series, and I remember the heroine being in her Reluctant Royals series. I don't remember if the hero was in it. But basically, the hero, I don't remember if he was a prince at the start of it. He becomes king during the book. His country kind of doesn't think the best of women. They don't really give a lot of stock to women and women in power and things like that. So they go on a royal dating website, and he ends up meeting names King Sanu and Shanti. Shanti, Sanu ends up meeting, or his advisors pick her. So she comes to the kingdom and they get married, and at first they have nothing to do with each other, and she's trying to figure out where she stands because she's put a lot of stock in being queen and helping people. And I adored this book. They slowly, well, not really slowly become friends, but they really don't have anything to do with each other at first, and then they become friends, and then it progresses into more, and I really liked that. I gave this 4 stars. I don't remember if I said. The next book was one of my highly anticipated reads for the year, and that is Ever After Always by Chloe Leese. This is book 3 in her Bergman Brothers series. I really thought I was going to love this one. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I did really like it. This is a marriage in trouble romance. Freya is a Bergman sister, and her husband Aiden. Yes, her husband Aiden and she are having some trouble. At the end of the last book, she had kicked him out of their house, and so the Bergman family, being the I want to say manipulators, but that sounds terrible. They just get in each other's business a bit. They plan this whole family vacation for the parents' anniversary, so obviously Freya and Aiden can't say no. So they go on this vacation and they're trying to work through their issues. My issue with this is that I don't know how to preface this. I'm not married. I don't plan on ever getting married. I don't know how that relationship works. But I know if you're having trouble, it's not all one-sided if you're having trouble in a relationship. It can't be. And I really felt like we saw a lot of Aiden did this, Aiden did this, Aiden didn't do this. This was my issue with Aiden. And I really felt like it tried to, I know this wasn't Chloe Lee's intent, but it felt like Freya was trying to, it was trying to make Freya into this perfect, not really perfect, but just I don't know, she didn't cause any of the issues. She had one moment where she was kind of oh, I've been trying to get him to see my side, maybe I should see his, but I don't really feel like she ever got to that point. I don't know, I was disappointed. I really wanted to love this one, and I liked it. But then I read another highly anticipated read for the year, and that is The Forever Girl by Jill Chalvis. I gave this one 4 stars as well. Yeah, so this one is kind of a found family. A lot of them were adopted into this family. One is the family's biological child, but this is them reconnecting as adults for one of the sisters' weddings. And I hated that whole relationship. There was no way that should have ever even gotten to an engagement point at all. I didn't super love Maze is the main character. I didn't super love her whole relationship with was his name Walker? Yeah, Walker. I was really interested in, I think it was Heather, who, spoiler alert if you were planning to read it, Heather shows up with like a baby and she kind of falls for Maze's boss that she brings as like her like fake date. I was really interested in that relationship. I would have liked that explored more, but we didn't get that. Then I finished the Arrowwood Brothers series and read Stay For Me by Corinne Michaels. This is book 4. This one is Jacob and Brenna. Jacob is the last brother to spend his 6 months on the farm. They had to all spend 6 months there in order to be able to sell it after their father passed away. Jacob's the last one. He is an actor, so he's had to like work around his filming. When he gets there, he ends up meeting Brenna, who is a widowed single mom. She's got 2 kids. Jacob and her son become really good friends because her son is a big fan of the character that Jacob plays in movies. And yeah, a romance bloomed from there. I gave this one 4 stars. They did kind of explain why she was able to move on so fast, but I felt like it was like, I don't know, I felt like it was really fast, but that was a personal opinion. Then I listened to Twisted Circles by Claire Contreras. This is book 2 in her Secret Societies series. I gave this one 4 stars as well. This one started out, the main character is like picked up by the cops and she doesn't remember how she got to where she was. She doesn't remember anything. Like her recent memories are gone. And the cops tell her that she has a twin sister that she is adopted. The twin sister was adopted by another family. That twin sister has gone missing. And they need her help infiltrating the secret society that the sister was in, which, like, that's really bad police work, bad idea. But it's this whole thing. So she like goes to the secret society. She meets all the guys. She's like the first girl that's gonna be abducted. She's pretending to be the other sister. It's a whole thing. It was so good. I think, because I was listening to it on audio, I think I was listening to an audio at work, and I think I just wasn't paying enough attention, so there were some things that I missed that I had questions for, and so that's why I gave it 4 stars, just because it wasn't like super easy to understand for me, just about the whole like secret society rules and stuff like that. Then I read Accordion Trouble by Kerrigan Byrne. This is book 2 in her Good Girl series. This one is Honoria. I'm gonna call her Honor because Honoria sounds like something else. Yeah, so this is like a direct sequel to the last one. The end of the last one, her husband was the bad guy and ends up shooting her, and so in this one she's at the doctor, and the doctor is someone who used to work in their house. He was like a stable boy or something before he like joined with the doctor and went to medical school and all that. I think he was a stable boy. So I really liked this one. It was a second chance romance. They kind of had a thing when they were younger. Her father found out and she broke up with him, but like $193 pages. Kerrigan Byrne, where is the rest of it? Like, I wanted to see more of, it was a lot of the backstory of when they were younger and together, but where was all the longing while she was recovering, while he was taking care of her? Where was all of that at, Kerrigan Byrne? Like, it's not in there. There's not enough space for it. There's not enough space for it. This book needed to be way longer. But she's like, I really wanted to give it 5 stars, but I was just like, I don't feel like, I don't feel completed, so I didn't want to give 5 stars. Like, I wanted to, but I didn't want to, you know? And then, finally, on the 1st of February, a whole month into the year, I got my first 5-star read. About to Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmerer, book 3 in her Cursebreaker series. This was so good. This was so good. It wrapped up everything I could think of that I wanted it to wrap up. I cried. Spoiler alert for this series, Gray and Red have not gotten along since book 1. And they, like, when they saw each other again, they, like, ran into each other. Spoilers, like, this whole section is gonna have spoilers until I put the book down, basically. So, like, Ren is being held captive by whatever the enchantress's name is. I don't even remember at this point. I really did not like her, obviously, as you're supposed to. Anyway, he's being held captive by her, and Harper escapes, goes to where Gray and Liamara are at, and Gray, like, goes back to save Ren, and he's, like, going through the castle, and Ren, like, basically runs into him, and, like, y'all, I cried. I literally cried when they ran into each other. Okay, spoilers over. I love that series a lot. I am so happy that I read it. Then, since it was February, I decided to go ahead and start my Black Author Readathon books. The first one I read was Blitzed by Alexa Martin. This is book 3 in her playbook series. This one is Maxwell, who is on the football team that the series is about, and Bryn, who owns the, like, bar, pub type situation that a bunch of the wives go to, and she's kind of, she's friends with the wives. She's kind of an unofficial wife. So they're really excited when her and Maxwell start a flirtation. There were just some things that I don't know, something about the, like, conflict in this book. Spoilers again. I don't know how to describe it, what my issues were without, like, okay, so Maxwell's brother shows up, and he's telling Bryn this story about how Maxwell raped a girl and then tried to keep it quiet. And I liked that she was conflicted about knowing that we need to believe women who say that. But I was also kind of just like, maybe let him explain. And then she started to kind of let him explain, and then he got mad and left, and I was just like, okay, but we're not getting anywhere. Like, we need to open our mouths and communicate, and stop yelling at each other, and just talk. Okay, so spoilers over on that one. I did like it. I gave it 4 stars. I do need to get the last one in the series. It's the last one that's out anyway, I think, book 4. But yeah, I did like Blitzed. The next one I read is also one for the Black Author Readathon, and that is Release by Dylan Allen. This is Symbols of Love, book 3. I didn't know it was book 3 when I went into it, or I probably wouldn't have picked it up yet. I did not know much about this book. Like, the back doesn't really tell you anything. It kind of sounds like a vacation romance. She's got a secret, she doesn't know if she should tell him. I gave this book 3 stars. This book is just a whole bunch of drama, and that maybe some people think it's not really mine. Content warning, there's a rape at the beginning. It's the beginning of the book is like right after it happens, but then after he leaves, she does remember it in pretty graphic detail. That's in the prologue. And then spoiler alert, content warning for later in the book. We find out that she had gotten pregnant and gave the baby up for adoption. it just felt like a bunch of drama. Just a bunch of drama. I didn't love it. I could see how some people would love it. I did like the writing style, so I do think I would give Dylan Allen another chance. Just maybe not something as, like, heavy as this one was supposed to be, because heavy turned into drama. And then we're gonna end this on a dud. I did give it 3 stars, but it's a very, very low 3 stars, which is disappointing because it was also on my highly anticipated Much Ado About You by Samantha Young was supposed to be this cute rom-com about a 30-something woman from Chicago who goes to England in one of those, like, rent a bookstore to run type vacations. I don't know if that's an actual thing. I don't know that I would want to run a business on vacation, but I've seen it a lot in, like, books and movies and stuff. So it's supposed to be a cute rom-com that way. I don't think I laughed hardly at all during this book. If I laughed, I think it was more at my own reactions to something that happened in it and not necessarily what it was in the book. The main character, Evie, was boring. The hero, like, I don't even remember, Rowan? Roane. He was boring as hell. There was a dog. Could have used the dog some more. There was a bunch of, like, Shakespeare references. Obviously, the title of the book, she goes to England to work in a bookstore. There was a whole, like, Romeo and Juliet kind of, like, side story that I was a little bit interested in, but we didn't really get to see that play out, so there wasn't a lot of, like, the plot with the main couple was super predictable. Samantha Young has much better books. Choose one of them. So that was the last 10 books that I read. If you read any of these, let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!